Have we made a mistake? Hello? Okay. Hi, guys. I'm the second Master Marv. Last time I was here, I did Dead Space 1, the original, 2008. It's one of my favorites to do. And I've recently been practicing the second game. So I'm going to be doing Glitchless on this game today on New Game Plus. And I'm going to show you some cool new stuff compared to the previous one. We'll talk about some lore and stuff. I've got another commentator here who's done some other Dead Space runs with me on the co-op version of 3. The intro is about 4 minutes long, so, you know, if you've got to get some water, you know, use the bathroom, whatever, just go ahead and do that. And, yeah, we've got some time to chill, just have fun. But, yeah, here we go. About 4 minutes, and the timer will start when I have movement, so we'll go ahead and get started here. Helios, you want to say hello? Introduce yourself?
How's it going, everyone? I'm Helios Banks, another speedrunner from the Dead Space community, and yeah, I'm gonna be here commenting for Marv as I was kinda obligated to do so.
We're not
But yeah.
obligated, you asked. I begged you. Helios makes a lot of Dead Space content, so if you guys are ever interested in like alternative content, I'd recommend checking out his socials. Probably throw him in chat or something. In the chat there, on the Twitch chat.
How you doing?
Good.
See.
You're right, Isaac. The Ishimar is a great ship. I am so lucky to be serving aboard her.
Enjoy it while it lasts. You know they're gonna decommission her next year.
Isaac, thank you.
For what?
For just
The
pushing
intro
me to do
sections
this.
to this aren't that
If it weren't for
interesting,
you,
but
I never would have made it
kind
this
of
far.
warms up
You
after
made
the
me stick
second or
with
third
it.
chapter.
I'll just remember I'm giving you.
I'm also going to be trying
one
some new
thing
tricks
to do.
today. There's a trick called Cap Skip, but I'm only going to attempt it once or twice because I'm not very good at it. It's actually not a glitch. It was discussed for many months in the Discord and our community. And it's basically like a little hole in the ceiling that we can throw a cup through. And it helps to save a bit of time.
What was her name?
Don't think I'll land it though.
I didn't want it to end like this. I really wanted to see you again.
Yeah, this intro of this PCU is kind of gives like a little recap of
I always loved
the events of Dead Space 1.
Nicole Brennan.
And yeah, you'll notice, I mean, if you guys have played Dead Space 1, you'll know what transpired aboard the ship.
Part of a mining operation.
And on this one, it's going to be interesting because Isaac, the protagonist, is suffering some sort of dementia, so to speak, after the events of the first game. So throughout the run, while Marv is going to do his stuff, I'll be doing the lore stuff.
That's what did they find aboard the ship?
What'd he do?
A marker. Did you have contact?
Red
with
marker.
this marker. It made you see things, didn't it?
Well, the red
You watch
marker
the
one.
movies?
Me? Yes.
What did it say, Isaac?
What did you think?
Say to you, Isaac?
The first one, Downfall, covers the events aboard the UAG Shimura from the perspective of Listen Vincent, the chief security of the ship of the UAG Shimura, and as well as some members of her team, and some moments as well from the colony, which were pretty nice, you know, like a nice after party that went wrong.
Okay, we're going to be moving in a second. This lovely gentleman here is going to suffer an accident, and then I'm going to stumble a bit, and I'll be able to move. So I'll give you a countdown once that happens.
Franco Denial, the protagonist of Dead Space Ignition, a puzzle-type game.
Wait, really?
Just say,
I didn't know
yes. Yeah. EA was quite ingenuous with Dead Space. Like, it invested a lot of resources in Dead Space and other IPs, such as Mirror's Edge.
Fortunate death. Okay,
Yeah.
timer starts. 3, 2, 1, now.
Go, go, go.
I can mess up at this section. I've done it before.
Let's hope you don't.
You know, when I was doing like the reruns for this again, like de-rusting, I screwed up this intro section like 5-6 times. That was embarrassing.
Well, it's
How'd you
because
do?
sometimes you might get screwed by that random crate.
Random crate. Yeah. Oh no, not a crate. It's like a chair that just drops in the way and you get stuck.
Wasn't
So,
like a crate, basically.
Sometimes it could be anything. Just random shit that falls in the way.
Could be possible.
Terrible. Well, they're gone. See you later, friends.
Yeah, they failed their task. So this is interesting because we'll be hearing in a couple of seconds, unless it already played, that Simon made an announcement.
An announcement? Who?
Terminates all the key subjects, which Isaac Clarke is one of them, but there's another one that was part of the extraction team. Let's see, Alexei Murdoch.
Hey, how are you? This is Doctor in the sprawl. It's a bit crazy.
Yeah, he had a lot of fun with you and the other patient.
I do like having fun on the sprawl.
You know what they say. With power comes great responsibility, but in this case, with power creates like big problems. In this case, building another marker.
A marker a day keeps the Doctor away.
Yeah. I mean, at this song, we don't know for sure how many marker size there were, but one of them is on here on the sprawl.
I think there's a second one somewhere in the sprawl. Can't remember.
No,
It's red.
no, there's like the big one, the gold one.
Oh, it's gold. It's like a greenish brown.
I mean, some are saying that it's like greenish, others saying that it's a gold. I don't know. There are like different types of markers. Like you have the red marker in Dead Space 1, and as well some that you find in Dead Space 3. Then you have the green ones as well, Dead Space 3. You have the white one from Dead Space Mobile from Vandal's Visions, and the black marker, which is the real thing that exterminated the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. So that was a catalyst of the extinction of most of the life, and allowing the
run that deep.
Well, you gotta need to explain the types of markers.
I'm not smart enough for that. So a little interesting fact for people watching the stream, it all looks quite dark to you, but I actually have my brightness maxed out. So things like that section where you're supposed to use your flashlight, I can just see the floor. I don't actually have to think or pay attention. I just kind of mindlessly do it. We're actually also going to be doing things like counting enemies, because for some reason in the Dead Space game, they like to make enemies as flags, and until you've killed a certain amount, or specific ones, it won't let you go anywhere. So, every now and then I'll say that there's like 5 or 6 enemies to kill, and see if you guys count along and see if I'm right. I may misremember, because I'm not that smart, but yeah. Hopefully I'm good at math.
We'll see about that. Although I'm not so sure about that.
I
It's
can't
coming
be
from you.
free, can I? Another strategy that a lot of people use in these runs is checkpoint restarting, but I'm not skilled enough for that at the moment. I messed it up more times than I've tried. I'm better at other things though. Pretty good at my aiming. Oh, sweet. I'll say I'm good at my aiming and I messed that up.
I'm gonna say it in a moment. Yeah, this are giving me a lot of munition for
Ammunition.
future. Oh yeah.
Ammunition, you say? I've already got ammunition.
Yep.
Oh, I just realised I forgot to stream the Discord for you. I messed up. Oh. Whoops. Can you see it on the stream on Twitch?
Yeah, I can see it, but there's like a little delay of a few seconds. I don't know, maybe 5 seconds, between 5 or 10.
Well, I apologise. I got lost
Now
in the
just
sauce.
yeah. Now I'm just seeing you getting grabbed by a slasher.
I always get
Before
grabbed by
interacting
at
with
least
your-
one of them. I mean, I don't have kinesis yet, so I can't really cheese them.
Is that a tissue laser? A plasma cutter?
You guys remember the plasma cutter, right? Well, we get it right here. And this poor gentleman is just... Well, he's part of the process of getting it. It's just how life goes. Circle of life
Yeah.
and, you know, Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata. Alright. Now the real Dead Space begins.
I mean, imagine having a surgery during a quarantine or
Isaac, it's Dana. You
Uh,
have to dismember the creatures to stop
like
them.
outbreak. That would be quite unfortunate.
Just try to stay in
Just
one
wake
place.
up and be like, why is my chest open? Who did that? So in this section there's 3 enemies that spawn. As I said, they're flag enemies, so one comes over here, and the other 2 come around this section. I'm kind of just waiting for them to spawn.
True.
There's the first. There they are. And that's all of them. Now the door takes a second to process, but as we'll see, it will open. There we go. This happens quite a lot. It can be quite annoying at times, but game's just not ready for us to be so fast to speed run effectively.
Like that one
Also-
from chapter 6 with the leapers.
Yeah.
At least on that
Hey.
one you need to deal with 2 of them, and then the door will unlock, so you don't have to stay more time
This
to deal with
guy-
the rest.
This guy right here is a patient 4, and we're gonna talk to him a little bit later. Patient 5, he says, but he's lying. He's patient 4. He's made it up because he's crazy.
Route didn't work. There's a security lockdown.
I told you to hurry. How'd you miss it?
In this
Yeah.
section, there are 5 enemies. They are also flags. We can't leave until they are dead. So I tend to stay up here because they'll filter up here and make my job a bit easier.
Yeah, in a way, it kinda is. Depends on where it spawns first. Like, I don't know if it's like a fixed spawn location.
Yep. I've not figured out the spawn points exactly yet. There we go.
But yeah,
Yep, 5 enemies.
speaking of that German that you met earlier on, that person is your friendly neighborhood that helped you making the marker.
Look, Isaac,
That's on
we
this
have
station.
difference. But like it or not, we're
But
stuck together.
his one wasn't
Time
as
and
pure as
journey,
yours.
Not me. All right, I found you a new route.
Fine. So where the hell am I?
Master hacker.
You're on Titan Station orbiting Saturn.
This guy's also a flag, interesting fact. And unless you kinesis him, he won't die. He'll actually be invulnerable. Which, I'll tell you, I made that mistake quite a few times. I used to do
Yeah.
deathless runs before I got into speedrunning Dead Space. And on my deathless runs, I didn't realize it. So I'd get to the section, try shooting him, and, well, he would not die.
I don't know if you're taking in mind to deal damage on him, like without requiring to stasis him.
I mean, he
That
can
should be
stasis
something
him,
that-
but he can also just run at you and one-tap you. Like, he has, like, an insta-kill coded
Oh
in.
yeah, oh yeah. That's for
He'll just
sure.
take you out.
But I think you can deal without following the station tutorial with the wheelchair.
Oh, yeah, you knock him down.
Yeah, it's something that I did in some runs, like when I did our series to see if all the weapons could. Like you can finish with each weapon the entire game, and some can, and some don't. Like the detonator, force gun, no, force gun. That's one is debatable, and Ripper.
Detonator's just a strategy gun, and then the Ripper's just a meme.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are in the section where you get your gear for the first time. Now, like last time, I'm going to introduce you to each of the weapons that I have. And each of them have a specific purpose. Because this is Dead Space 2, we've actually got completely different items this time. One of the items, which Helios mentioned, is a gun called a detonator. And a detonator, it's basically like timed mines with, I don't know, warning lights? What would we call them?
laser
Sensors.
beams.
Sensors, yeah. And I use those to prep and prepare for specific areas. Because if you guys remember, there's a lot of different enemies, and some of those enemies can cause a bit of trouble. We also have the force gun making a return. The force gun are for specific little polyps on the floor, which can knock me on my arse. The foam finger, which is hilarious and self-explanatory, will one-tap basically anything. And the line gun, which is used for a single trick, which I will probably fail. And that's the first time I'm using it, actually.
You haven't practiced with the line gun?
I was trying to do the line gun setup earlier today. I failed. So the main 3 weapons we will be using today is the detonator, the foam finger, and the force gun. The line gun is a maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Probably the detonator might help you a bit more on those certain areas. But your main weapon would be the foam finger, because it one-taps everything.
It does that. Picks them out.
Nah, I almost forgot that you were doing a new game plus. If it was new game, the situation would have been different.
Yeah, I'd be on my arse. I'd be knocked out.
It depends. And also that you cannot use the DLC weapons.
But I love my DLC weapons. So there's a person here who has like a bad day and we just laugh at him.
Oh, fun fact about that guy. That's the one that designed the success grab animation for the Leaper.
Really?
Yeah. And he decided to have this fate, to get killed by a slasher.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like that. So, there's a leaper that turns up here, and we are just setting... Okay. There's a leaper that turns up here, and we are just setting up so it dies immediately. Because it's a flag for this door. Now it's died, the door opens. There's another door, and this explodes.
Those were a lot of lines.
Get trapped on like an invisible wall. Until the lady is dragged away, crying about her mum. In this section, we have 5 enemies. As a check.
We have a leaper. We have 2
couple slashers,
spukers, and yeah, probably 3 or 4 slashers.
This is also the only section in the game that uses this little function on the helmet, where everything is shown off as a light. And I really wish they did it more.
I mean, they kind of did with Dead Space 3, but they managed to screw. Yeah, they screw with some helmets, like it shows the visors of a different suit.
Still look cool. I mess with it.
Yeah.
People hate on Dead Space 3, but I liked it.
On Dead Space 3.
Well, yeah, I speedrun it, don't I? So do you. It's a good game.
The thing is that game is better if you play with a friend, but if you play alone, it might get boring. And also that some of the lore stuff, it's locked behind the co-op. New dialogues, interactions, and 2 co-op missions that kind of helps a lot with building up Carver's character development.
I was thinking ahead there. I tried to do a chapter 5 and a chapter 2. This is another area that's interesting. This actually has multiple flanks, and one of them is a trigger spot that allows the enemies to spawn. Where did you come from, sir? I'm trying to explain stuff to these lovely people on Twitch. Now, this specific area, including here, is a trigger spot for enemies to spawn, and basically they won't spawn until I touch my... well, until I've killed those 2 and then touched here. And they just refuse to spawn, and I have stood there before, and they just will not exist until you touch that area. It's quite an interesting one to know. So if you decide to speedrun, just remember that you have to touch yourself over here. And That came out wrong. Moving on.
Yeah, and if you want to go like one step ahead, you will also use the debug build of the space shield and see where the triggers are, because there's an option in the menu that it see all the areas that can trigger any kind of cutscenes or events or spawn enemies. Like it's all present.
You're gonna have to send that to me because I don't know about that. I thought it was just to mess around.
Wait, really? Didn't know about that? I mean,
I
the
haven't messed around
community,
with debug.
they were like talking about
I
it
need to
quite a
check out
lot.
the one for Dead Space 1.
Oh yeah.
Because, I mean, I want to take first place back on Dead Space 1, so...
Which category?
Which one do you think?
Bare bones.
No, well, maybe. I'm just not gonna learn any percent ever. I can't do pulse boosting to save my life.
I have huge respect for the speedrunners that do 80%, but to do that myself? No, thank you. It's too much stuff to digest, so to speak.
It ain't for me. There's a puker that spawns behind us, but we can just completely ignore him. Then Isaac looks around for about 10 seconds before flying off to the next garage. Always a strange cutscene.
Yeah, and you can fly like below, so you cannot get hit by the doors.
No, you can fly below. I don't really want to risk it.
No,
Grind my
you don't
face
get
against
hit.
the rails.
You don't get hit. Trust.
I don't know.
No, trust me. Like it works.
No.
You don't get hit by the floor. That's a good hardcore tip as well.
Another little fun section where a lot of flags are. So there's some specific enemies. This is really distracting. Can we get this out of here? Screw off. Thank you. A couple enemies spawn over there, and a couple enemies spawn over here, but nowhere else over here. And after they have died, a big enemy will spawn above us. Here he comes. Hi there. Goodbye. Anyway, we're at chapter 3 now.
18 minutes, almost 19 minutes, not bad.
Not sure how I'm averaging against my own times. I'm not doing bad, I don't know that much. I was actually really scuffed on my practice run. Although I might have actually found a new trick in my practice run, and I'm excited to try it out today.
Interesting.
Excuse me.
Damn it! Time and hyper signal again. Keep moving. Okay. You're very important to the mic.
My directions aren't so good. Feel free to fill in some random lore for a minute. This part takes a second.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We are right now before the conquerors. So at this time, like, I mean, this is like, it's not confirmed, but at this time we have another survivor that is on his way to this hospital to rescue his wife. I don't know if you remember when I mentioned a character called Lexine Murdoch, which was also one of the protagonists from another Dead Space game, which was a spin-off, Extraction, that the events happens aboard the Yuji Shimura, the same ship that Isaac Clarke was aboard. And that was like, starts way before Dead Space 1 and ends right at the start of Dead Space 1. So the audience, so I don't know if you remember, Marv, that that audio that we were like hearing in the shuttle wasn't from the ship from the Yuji Shimura. It was from the shuttle, from the extraction team, trying to contact us to warn us about the dangers.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I've been on Dead Space 2 now for just quite a while.
So you only played the trilogies, I presume, right?
Yep. I played Extraction when I was a kid, I think. And I haven't played mobile. I really should. I haven't played 7 either. I really do need to play 7.
That'll take you through the waste disposal system and into the Cassini
Ooh,
towers.
little jig.
Stay sharp.
Yeah, I mean servers only for console. Which is kind of a shame that they haven't released for PC, but yeah, that time, like in 2011 and a bit before, there was like this obsession with the publishers and with the studios to just release exclusive stuff to console, because the PC wasn't like a big profit for them at that time.
Sadly.
But as time progressed, the components became more powerful. Then they saw that there was like a possibility to earn more.
All about the money.
Indeed, and the rest is history. But nowadays, with the new releases of the games, might be a bit complicated for the PC, mostly because with so many combinations of hardware, the thing with compiling the games to work quite well is kind of hard. Like it's not the same as with the consoles, because for the Xbox there's only one hardware setting. For PlayStation as well, for Switch, same thing. It's way more easier for the developers to make a patch faster and to fix a lot of issues. But with PC, you might fix one thing, but then there's going to be like another problem, and you also need to fix that one, and another one will come. So it's like a consistent shenanigans, so to speak.
I know there's a trick to getting past this section. I don't remember. I think it's just stepping back. Oh, that's nice. It spawned next to the door this time. Saves me a bit of trouble. To have a bit of
You're
water.
referring to the elevator part, where you need to put the power block.
Where the guy jumps out, but you never
Yeah.
guarantee left or right. It would just
Mm.
appear.
Okay.
Remember sharp cat over here.
Was the trick? There wasn't a trick. Let me guess. You're at the mini cutscene right now, right?
Sure am.
Okay. There were some people that were like speculating that Nicole was pregnant during the events of Dead Space, but that's false.
I mean, how long were they separated? Like over a year?
No. They were like for few months, I think.
Where the hell am I? I've messed up.
I think
I'm
with
a
the
professional speed runner, guys.
yeah. No, the thing that when Nicole was well, she got accepted to be part of this group because I think it was before the last mission to go to AG7. But there was like 6 months prior to the decommission of the ship, so that was going to be her last job. To plan and crack it.
As a medical officer to support the crew.
Senior medical officer, which is kind of interesting because we have two Nicole variants. One that was younger, and the current one that was like the right age, so to speak, to be considered a senior officer.
Senior, haha, she's old.
I mean, to have like a lot of experience. So because you're a senior, like it's not like you finish your university, you start to be working on the field, and then boom, after 1 year, you're already senior. No, maybe 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, who knows?
Actually, you can answer me something because I'm curious. Do you go back through the unitology church in 7th?
In the server, no.
It's a shame. Something that I wish they expanded even bigger on.
Yeah. In server, you only visit some areas from the Titan mines, which you already see them in the multiplayer, which right now you cannot play anymore because it's decommissioned.
On forever. So sad.
Yeah, and revisiting the hospital, which you've seen most of the locations in Chapter 1 in the base game, with some additional areas, but there aren't that many, so they kind of just recycle a lot of areas for it.
The store loves to do this if you kinesis it at the wrong time. So, big tip.
Oh, yeah.
Time your kinesis right, friends.
Oh, you mean with stasis? No, kinesis, no stasis.
You saw what I did. I hate it. It drives me nuts. Throughout the game, Nicole taught you because Isaac's a little bit crazy, but it's also the marker affecting his brain, basically going, "Hey, you should help out the marker," but also not really. But also, it's complicated. Nicole also wants to make us wheat bread for some reason, and I'm not really fond of that idea, so just kind of say no.
Well, that could be in coal, or maybe not.
I don't know.
But
I'm crazy.
Or we are going in a bit of Among Us territory. I don't think Nicole is Nicole. I think Nicole might be something else. It might not be the marker, right? Trying to kill the architect. To start a convergence.
Talking of those little setups I mentioned, I've mentioned a detonator before. So in this section, you have a revisiting of an old friend, the Stalker. And the problem is, the Stalker screws you up and knocks you on your butt while you're trying to access that panel over there. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up some lasers, prevent them from getting close to me, and hopefully they don't give me too much trouble while I'm doing it.
Wait, hold on a second. Did you just said revisiting?
Revisiting?
There are part of Dead Space 1.
Yeah, they're in Dead Space 1.
No, they are not. The Stalkers are in Dead Space 1.
Where they are? There's only a small section from them, though.
They aren't. The Stalker is a new enemy type that came out with Dead Space 2 on Dead Space 1.
I'm very sure that they're in Dead Space 1.
Nope. In Dead Space 1 you have the slashers, you have the lurkers, you have the pregnants, you have the lurkers. No, the leapers. You have what else? You have the guardians, the Sith, then the enhanced slasher, lurker, leaper. You have the you have the hunter, but the stalker, no.
Okay, this is getting very annoying. So, thank you. Goodbye. That was irritating. Okay, so sometimes it goes to plan, sometimes it doesn't. There's a slight tinge of RNG involved, I'd say. I've had luck with it here and there, but I'm gonna have to learn debug mode to know the exact spots that they come in at.
Well, that's kind of random.
Yeah.
Normally I do complete with them. I find it a bit more faster. If you have the hand cannon, for example, like you just rush at their position, you finish them one faster, then you go and hang.
I might have to start doing that.
I mean, you're still gonna. It's like a safer route. If you see that you're getting screwed. that the mines doesn't do their job to hold them.
It works in more. It's just this area that's the problem. Like the other ones, it works quite well for.
I think we just maybe dealing with one might. I don't know, give a bit more more time to the AI to decide what to do next. I don't know. Like don't take it for granted. What I said. It could be a possibility, but I'm not so sure. But what is sure is that a lot of RNG.
We love the
You can be
RNG.
lucky.
Anyway, for reference, we are 1/3 through the game. We're on chapter 5, and there's a total of 15 chapters. So, if you find this somehow very boring, don't worry. There's not that much left. I'm only joking.
Oh, the crypt. So lovely.
It was
So
a whole
disturbing.
different layout in the demo.
Yep.
I need to play the demo again. I mean, we've got a category for it, so. I think you can load it with like code execution.
Yes, you can.
Can you teach me how to?
I think you can ask LG or Ressus.
I need to talk to Arsus more. He's got like access to everything.
Yeah, he's also part of the modding community that I created with others. So every time that we find new stuff, we publish there.
Nice. Make a little website for it.
It's a Discord server.
And I'm not in there. Put me in there.
I can send you an invite after you're done with the run.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, fun fact about this section: it can soft lock if you do it too quickly. So,
You need to be very
general
careful.
consensus, yes, is to pull these little parts down ever so slightly after they spawn in. I've lost a fair few runs because of it.
I find it very disturbing that there are like ships designed to only hold bodies,
I mean,
like big ships, and not just
Would you-
one or two, but
what are you
lots
gonna
of them.
do? Shoot them out into space?
I don't know. Well, you know
Why
that
do
the
ships
technologies are
have
crazy.
graveyards in space? Why does your ship have a graveyard? Why don't you just pull them out into space? I don't know about that one.
I don't know. And even so, like, how they are going to bring it back to the Earth where and the convergence will happen?
I don't know, I'm not allowing you to manage my ship, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, they could be like the size of a typical Warhammer 40k ship. Could you imagine? But I highly doubt it.
Turned to midnight.
Very nice.
Those sleepy UK residents, good night. Excuse me.
But you're in a good pace so far.
These are gonna be even faster.
Alright, let's see what you're gonna do on this section. I suppose you're gonna go straight to the door, deal with the pack, and as soon as you deal with the last one, you'll just interact with the door.
Yep, that's
Alright.
what I always do.
Good,
Quickest way.
good, good, good. Fun fact about this enemy, the tripod that you shot before, they reused it at chapter 9, I think, when you go to the CC facility. You know that buddy that when you're getting close to the window, you see that something's falling?
Yeah.
Well, it seems that the model is of the tripod that you dealt earlier. It's not a leaper.
No, a lot of little hidden details in the game I miss quite often.
Or reusing assets.
They cut somewhere. I mean, there's like a missing elevator interaction, I think, coming up. Like it's just floating.
You're going to wait for the call to end. The audio.
To be honest, anything looks out of place, we could just say it's Isaac hallucinating.
I mean, right now he's starting to get more affected by the marker. I mean, keep in mind, at the end of Dead Space 1, with that beam
I'll be waiting by the
that the
ship.
marker did, implanted it into the protagonist's brain, the plans to create new markers. So literally converting me into an architect. That's what we are calling them.
You love a bit of architecture. Anyway, that person that was really boring for most of this game is here, and turns out they're a trader. Just so you guys in the loop.
You're a unitologist.
Diana, yeah.
Of course you are. Why did I
And that guy that saved you at the start of the game, that was also like a unitologist. It wasn't
Why are you doing this?
her brother.
Why can't everyone
He was like another agent for the unitologist.
Don't trick him somehow. My brother died for you. No, he didn't.
Yeah, which is kind of funny about that character because in the Ignition there are like 4 ways that you can finish his story. 2 of them because you are not alone during the events, during the outbreak. You are accompanied by a PSEC officer, which in a way was also his ex-girlfriend. The person, so there are 2 endings in which she dies because one of the necromorphs, and 2 because one of the higher ups of Franco didn't open the airlock in time, so she suffocated because of the lack of oxygen, obviously because they were in space, and the other 2 caused by Franco, one by leaving her to die by the necromorphs, and the other one getting shooting her.
Franco's not very good at his job, is he?
And the sad part is that one of those 2, like, the canon event is that he rid of her. So it was either by him shooting her or trapping her on the other side with the necromorphs, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, you should
that
brush your
demonstrates,
teeth.
yeah, that demonstrates that unitologists are not people that you can trust.
I've
It's kind of
broken this
ironic.
section before. You know that.
Ah, the tormentor. Why beautiful? But they could have done more with it, to be fair, than just making it like a chase sequence.
Yeah, they really didn't do that much of it. They should have made it like, what's it, Usternek from RE6, who's like a constant problem throughout the game.
Well, like an enemy that to pressures you to go forward. Basically, like how you call it, like the tyrant? No, the nemesis from Resident Evil 3. I mean, not in direct contact, but as a background.
It's a problem maker, basically.
Yeah, seeing like glimpses of the creatures just destroying areas, allowing necromorphs to get in, killing like dealing with the survivors and all that stuff. Which I would love to see that if they are planning to do a remake of the second, like make the outbreak more visceral, like let us see what it can like what it can really be, because those scenes from the chapter 2, they can see the people running and some necromorphs just chasing them. I mean, it's
more
nice,
the
but it's not.
effects of marker outbreak.
It's in the government sector. The government sector, but we have to move now.
Yeah, which
Now.
That was caused by the protagonist of the mobile because she was strict to open the seal doors. Because all it takes for a necromorph is just to find the vents, and it doesn't matter how many quarantines lockdowns you have on, how many areas you have like with security, they will find a way to reach the popular areas and to
Dead Space 1 was a good example of this, wasn't it? With Chapter 10.
He starts coming back.
yeah.
Who comes back? Who?
Funny.
Yeah, interesting. So you know,
So much.
if you're in the Dead Space universe and you need to design a ship, just make the vents to be smaller. Don't make them big.
Oh, what? So they struggle to get through? They'll just evolve. I don't want to
Exactly.
evolve necromorphs.
Yeah, just them being trapped in the vents tubes.
As mentioned before, 4 scanners for specific situations. This is one of them. It takes out these guys without having to deal with their annoying follow-up. The pregnant are
Swarmers.
quite an annoying enemy. Yeah, I call them chicken nuggets though.
Chicken nuggets.
That's my head cannon. Waiting for a leak up. There's a second one that comes through areas. All done now. We can go.
Good.
Now back to force guns. Also use it for these.
For the assist. They don't move, but if you get close to them, they will eject an explosive sack. Well, projectile.
Mess me up.
Exactly. But you can also like TK them and use them on against the enemies. So basically, like they are like a double-edged sword for both you and for the necromorphs because you can use their. And you just got burned. Really, really.
I didn't get burned.
No, I saw you. I saw you. I saw you in 4K getting burned.
And excuse me. My goodness.
Keep in mind that the stream has like 5 or 10 seconds of delay.
Yeah, well, enjoy that 5 or 10 seconds of me being stuck. This
Yeah.
guy here is supposed to jump scare you, but unfortunately I'm a little bit too used to that jump scare.
I don't.
Not today.
I don't call that a jump scare. I would just say that you just interrupted
Calm down.
his
Like, he opens
elevator
the
ride.
elevator door and he just ramps you.
Isaac, I can't go. She's in there. She's
He's like,
waiting for me.
hey, come on the elevator with me.
Strauss, listen to me.
Nah.
You need to keep
Or
moving.
maybe.
When you get to the train,
Hold on a second. I don't want you on board of the elevator. I want you out of here.
Elevator rides take too long.
It's mostly because of the audio log.
We need another audio removed. Video removed. Get them all off. Not places to be.
Yeah, but if it's that type of thing that you can't mess with some audio logs because if not, you're just gonna get soft locked. I mean, something from with Dead Space 1 as well. You can remove the video logs, but the audio logs you need to keep them. In the with the remake, the procedure is different. Like you need to open your journal and your logs and play a different one before the story one happens. But the thing is that you cannot do that on certain video logs and audio logs because if not, you're just gonna get yourself soft locked.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Also, on this section that on this section that Marv is dealing right now with the stalkers and other enemies, if you deal with the stalkers first, the additional enemies won't spawn. But if you leave at least one stalker alive, then it will start to spawn spugers and slashers.
But you making fun of me.
Screws go tight all around.
I don't understand.
No, like it's a thing.
Back.
I didn't know that.
The more you know.
The more I know.
Yeah. Man, I love this part of Conquerors when you return because this, like, everything that you're seeing here is like the aftermath of the Dead Space multiplayer scenario, which once again, it's an exclusive thing to consoles. Like, thank you EA and Visceral Games.
We also get introduction to our next
The
character.
last person who said that tried to kill
Ellie.
Ellie.
Yep.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Yeah, you got that right. You tried,
Quite a
and
badass
you're dead.
character, but
A little bit off.
yeah.
A little bit hoo-ha.
Fun fact about Ellie design. This wasn't like her first design. She
Ellie.
was planned
What do you want,
to
Isaac?
be like a unitologist. I mean, having some unitologist elements on her suit, so to speak.
What do you think we were trying to do?
Like the design of her, the body is present. It's the one that you find in chapter 3, when you're before you enter chapter 3.
Our release
At
is
the
about-
elevator, that you see that there's
We're
a
a bit
body that
late
was
for that.
affected.
And please, don't follow me.
A bit far from chapter 3.
Yeah, we are. But as we met Ellie for the first time,
This part can bug in an interesting way. If you're fast enough on the elevator will basically instantly load like that. And put you directly where Ellie got off. To the fun one.
it could be related to the FPS, frames per second.
Well, I've got 140, so...
Yeah, because on
goodness,
console
we're
that
glad I
doesn't
have a
happen.
3090.
Damn.
But you guys ready to see some bobbing and weaving? We're gonna bob and weave some children. Excuse
Bruh.
me. Oh, no. I messed up. Oh, this ain't good. No, please.
You really messed that one up.
I really did. I did really good on my practice run though. I didn't even need to stasis or anything.
Why didn't you use the force gun?
I typically do, but I'm trying not to rely on it because it's faster to not bother.
True.
Well, here we are, the gym. The gym is another flag section. Takes a little bit of time. So, if you want to run some pieces of lore in the meantime, feel free.
Here, well, this area is also a possible map. Well, was a possible map on the multiplayer, which once again exclusive to consoles. Where you just have to activate some devices that will release some toxic gas, which won't help because Necromorph doesn't get affected by toxins and all that stuff. So I don't know why they thought that was a good idea to do in the first place. But those events happens like after you reach here, not before. It also has like additional areas, making it a bit bigger.
I didn't get enough play enough on multiplayer. I regret that sometimes.
Well, there is one channel that records a lot of Dead Space multiplayer matches on all consoles. Yeah.
I always go the wrong way after that. Every single run I've ever done, I always go the wrong way. I always turn right.
Oh man.
So our hallucination comes back, and we're gonna put her in timeout because she's misbehaving. We're going timeout. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh. Fire truck. Safety scissors. what
Kind
the
of
heck?
interesting. Yeah. And it's kind of interesting because Isaac is like doing the right thing with
Wait, no, hang on,
denying.
hang on.
But
I'm wasting time here for a second. Does this actually bounce? Okay, I'm done.
yeah, a ball can bounce. You didn't know that.
But he got stuck in the air as well. Okay.
Isaac and Ellie, I
Well,
found
that was
someone.
stupid.
Another survivor.
Anyway, you were
He
saying?
says he knows you. I said stand still.
Where was I? Oh yeah. So if Isaac would have continued to be like this with the hallucination, because in a way he's right. Like that instantly cold. That's a marker. That's the marker. That's what he said. And as well with Strauss. And
I'll mark him
might
for
have
the
been
help, but if
different,
he
but
does
the
anything
things that are
stupid,
marked like that
anything,
to
I will
each
shoot
person.
him.
If with the violence it doesn't work, then we'll try to go friendly and then betray you.
When you think about it, the hallucinations and everything that happens quite similar to Silent Hill. Same way, same thing.
Yeah.
Longest elevator ride of my life.
We just need some elevator music.
Isaac, we're up here. Come on, move.
Hello, Isaac.
Well, this brings up bad
Oh,
memories.
what the? Nice
You barely managed to
throw.
escape the CEC facility this morning.
Yoink.
Well, follow
Technical
this.
pilot class 4. You?
Engineer.
Oh, Havoc engine.
Figures.
So
I
beautiful.
might have found some way to pass time during the cutscenes. This is a long section. We got time to kill.
Guys all right up there?
Cleaning up.
Yeah.
Can you guys hold that? I think so.
Let me guess. Time to stay is sucking right now, right?
I don't know.
The director.
Clark and Strauss. I knew it was only a matter of time before you reached the transit hub. You will find the
I'm probably getting
train
contacted by him.
Are you insane?
I mean, he's the main. He's like the human antagonist, like the
sector is already beyond the
main one.
recovery conditions.
But he's not a bad guy. I mean, yeah, he's affiliated with the Ergov. He allowed the Marker project to happen on the station, but his intentions weren't that bad. Like, they were like pure.
Are you defending the bad guy?
He did try, like he authorized the evacuation of the civilians. He went against the code, the protocol.
Time and turn off the power. What did you do to piss him off so much?
You know what a marker is?
I mean, yeah, he caused a lot of death,
The unitologist on my crew
but
wouldn't shut
he
him
also
down.
like gave time, like war with time, and many of the civilians managed to escape. After that, they were like hunted down by Urgov, and having the, you know, the thingy that's unknown.
He's like the General Shepherd of Dead Space.
Okay, so I think I'm better.
Not really.
Bingo.
No air and no trouble. Sprawl's gotta have backup batteries somewhere.
Yes. The solar
You're gonna do the same things about the key subject. Like he knows that Isaac is pure, he like, and all that stuff, but he knows that he's also like the biggest threat because he can destroy the marker
I can do that.
Take Strauss and keep him safe.
with the help of Strauss.
Destroy everything in their path on the way.
But yeah. But he does try to kill you, so we have no other choice than just to defend ourselves. Okay, solar
Don't know that
ray.
yet. Don't know that yet.
How's Strauss
Look at my feet. Look at my feet.
So, with the elevator, what's going to be your strategy? You're going to position yourself in the middle so that the enemies won't like attack right away. Because if you position yourself in the center, it will take some time for them to react.
I just sit in the middle and browse my phone, honestly. I never care.
I mean, they still
Most
can attack you.
boring section. They can,
Yeah.
but they do so little damage it doesn't matter.
Yeah, probably it's gonna take like, I don't know, 5 seconds before they start to move. I think.
Don't worry. I can fix this. I'm heading outside to have a look. Ellie,
But yes, such tools as Sacred Rifle, Flamethrower. Well, Force Gun is also a choice, but you need to be a bit closer. Pulse Rifle, Plasma Cutter, Contact Beam. Contact Beam also helps.
Black Beam was kind of a waste in Dead Space 2, I think. They,
Which one?
Imped it onto
The Flamethrower.
the Contact Beam. That probably was banging.
I mean, Contact Beam has max damage, you don't have to upgrade it. The only thing that you need to worry is the capacity and the charging time. That's all, but those already have like max ammo. Oh, max damage. It's not like in the first game that you need to upgrade the damage.
Well, anyway, upcoming is a little trick we call cap skip. I was mentioning this at the beginning of the run, but it's a trick that involves the line gun and a cup. Now, it will use this to explain it before it comes. There's like sections of the map that weren't very well developed and would be considered like legitimate holes. So what we found is when you toss a cup for a certain part of an area in the game, it allows you to skip, basically breaking security. And it kind of fits quite well in what would be considered like a real thing game-wise, so we decided to allow it. And I'm going to give it a go and see if it works. If it doesn't, I'm just going to move on as quickly as I can and do the rest of the section. I'm only going to give it 2 tries. But here's hoping it works. We'll be at it in a few minutes. Hold your breath until then.
Yeah, kind of interesting that's allowed in glitchless.
I mean, it fits with the whole idea that, you know, they built like the school and they probably left like, you know, deep parts here and there, especially halls and buildings and stuff. They're hosting a gigantic alien artifact. I'm sure they cut corners somewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't make corners, to be fair.
Especially that they also worked on the engine, which is totally different from the first one. So that's also like additional development time. I think mostly of the cost of the game might be because of the engine.
Well, remake should expand on this. Look forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, depends. Right now, the deep cover is available. It is the first episode, which was kind of late because I was expecting that to be in March.
No, they're working on some other games now, so.
Yeah, no, that's like a podcast series, such like you know that podcast series that they did for the Glitchless program with those episodes.
It worked. The trick I aimed for worked.
Really?
So now I've got set up to do this. Yes, running near the corner seems to allow the explosive to not trigger the window.
Oh yeah, that one doesn't trigger it.
Yeah, it means I get time to do this. And this is always where I screw up my time, so I've got potential. I can time save when I get to this step.
Yeah, this trick is something that I have learned from the Great Run.
Well, I'm excited to use it in my own and get a record. Well,
And that
let's
leopard
see
is
if
quite
I-
persistent.
Hungry. I hope I land my cup skip. It'll be exciting.
Because that skips on quite a lot of time.
2 attempts,
No.
here we go.
Visitor
Normally it will take like
messed up.
what? 3 minutes.
Initiating system lockdown.
Nope, messed up. One more attempt, and then we move on.
Unauthorized visitor.
I got nervous there with the checkpoint restart because it can glitch in the soft lock.
Mm. Yeah, me personally, I won't consider this part of the glitchless. To be fair, this.
Nah, I didn't do it. Well, time to view my printouts. Yep, I got the layouts now.
Okay.
I've literally printed out the puzzles because I just can't remember them.
Bruh. You really printed them.
Is a violation
Yep.
of Titan Station Civic Code.
I mean,
Just
if
make
you
sure I
don't
get
know,
on
you
the
just
And back away from the
you
signal
just
zone.
take it to all the holes until it fits.
Yeah, but I've messed that up a lot of times before.
That sounds like a you problem.
It is a me problem.
Mainframe electrical shielding has been deactivated. Proceed with caution.
Yeah, also in here there's like a secret combination. If you do it, you unlock a new path and you can grab the thing and some additional loot and some goodies.
Hanging in though is like a famous little statue that people wanted to buy, so it's added in the game as an extra, and you can sell it for I think 30,000 credits in this game.
In this one is 10k, and the Death Space one is 40k. The inflation, mate.
No, don't do it.
Authorized visitor.
No, leave me alone.
It's gonna do it.
No, he ain't.
Mainframe containment compromised.
Ain't gonna be
Uh-uh.
nothing.
Security has been
That
notified.
didn't take that long in the end. That only took like a minute.
Interesting.
You're feeling up to it. Why don't you go pull up my speed run and see how I'm doing on time?
Let me see.
Oh my goodness. No hard
Wait, where do we have it on Twitch or YouTube?
Speedrun.com. SRC.
Ah. Very well, very well. Give me a second.
Automated functions offline.
Oh, where is it? Oh, this bitch just me no. I need this bitch too.
Station reverted to manual operation only.
Okay, which character? Glitchless? New Game Plus?
Glitchless. Glitchless New Game Plus. Well, there is no New Game Plus. It's just it just applies in the same category.
Do you want me to check on the bar that you are right now?
I'm on my way to
Yeah.
the mirrors now.
Okay.
I have to realign the manual.
Let me see.
Straws.
See for yourself.
Straws, what's wrong?
More enemies.
You were slow.
I'm slow behind.
When you destroyed the anti thing, you were at 1 hour and 10 seconds.
Wow. So 3 minutes over. Pretty embarrassing.
That? Yeah.
It's
You'll
fine.
give me more ammunition.
Catch up. Let me see how I'm doing when I get to chapter 12.
Yeah.
Solar
I
array is easy, luckily.
I wonder if you should repeat SP3 co-op. But I'll be quite scared about chapter 6.
That was one time.
One time? That wasn't one time. That was several times that you were getting burned.
Sure. We'll co-op run on the next NoGA. How about that?
Interesting.
Ellie, it looks like 2 of the mirrors
That's
are out of
quite
alignment.
tempting.
How's he doing?
He's
think-
stopped hyperventilating.
I'll realign some
But I
mirrors
don't know how much
here.
longer he's gonna
It
last.
takes a second. Gotta
I
move
knew
my
she would
mouse.
just slow me down.
You can also use WASD for it, but
So do my chances of
if you
destroying the
combine
marker.
both, it tends to
Keep
be a
him
little
alive
bit
and get to
faster.
that panel.
Yes.
All right, Ellie, 1 down. How's
Or
it
if you
going?
have like what I usually do here is just move my mouse like a maniac.
I promise I'll protect you. Now, just get over here and give me a hand.
I normally keep that alive to shoot me out of the
Something covering
lock
the
with
collector
the
panel.
drill bit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's
Doesn't
thousands
hit you
of
like
them.
what, 1-2 seconds?
They're breaking apart.
Ellie, get out of there.
Oh my god, they're
Yeah,
heading
there's
this
no
way.
2 seconds of valuable.
Run, Strauss, run!
Ellie, come in. Ellie. Shit.
This is the thing of the experience that I find it very intriguing. Like every second counts. Like if you don't think of, if you don't do a thing
They're wrecking everything
at the right time, or just doing it 1 or 2 seconds late, it's over.
Ellie, come in.
It was definitely that on the D,
Cross
mate.
the
My
government
goodness.
section before they cut us off. You'll never make it down here in time.
Ah, good time. That was a good project though. Kinda sad, kinda bummed that he can't work more on it unless he has the permission of EA and Motive to.
Wait, is that why it's only 1 chapter?
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, you cannot like make a whole game without, getting contacted by EA and saying, "Hey, dude, what are you doing with our IP? Like, do you want us to sue you? Huh? You want us to sue you?"
You made something really cool that could make us money too. Here, give us money. Give us everything.
No, but at least on EA side, they approach the person or the group. Just like they did with the Star Wars project, because there was like a group of developers that were working on doing Battlefield 3, so to speak. But then EA got notice of it, and they approached them and told them the situation. Hey, dude, like we appreciate your effort to recreate this, but due to licensing stuff and all that, yada yada, you cannot release it.
The train is this way.
So they approached you with good intentions, because they had all the rights if they want to just sue them. Like, who gave you permission to use our assets or all of that stuff, I mean, don't get me wrong. I still don't defend EA because they are quite well known to shut down studios.
All about the
Isaac,
money.
I'll try to open the CEC door on your level.
But it did try to do something by the book. Okay, I see that. Yeah, I see that here you are dealing with the necromorphs. I mean, there's an alternative way. You can just run in circles, keep the pack together and alive,
My codes, but it's not
in which
working.
that will avoid additional spawns
No, I'm here
of
to
enemies.
square up. I'm built different. I'm Mike Tyson in this.
Sure.
Get off me.
To be fair, I thought you were doing this to get ammo. For the other tools.
You bastard!
Hmm.
There,
Right.
it's open.
You're now at the CC. Let's see if you can notice that body that I mentioned to you in chapter
Ellie, you guys there?
5. With that falling enemy.
Shit, Isaac.
If you could just
Shit.
look and recognize
It's okay.
No, it's not.
if it looks like
I was right here this morning with a crew of 30 people.
that tripod.
We were overrun.
have a peek.
And before I knew it,
Both
they
getting tired, aren't we?
Yeah.
I had to cut the arms and legs off my
For
friends.
me, it's
just
1
to
a.m.
sleep.
1 a.m. and 47. For you, I suppose, is the same hour or 1 hour more.
Ellie, I know. I'm sorry.
We are looking at about roughly 1 hour more.
I've just walked one big fucking circle
Finishing about
today.
1:30 today.
We'll get through
Obviously, we
this.
had to start later because of overruns, but no problem.
Oh, yeah.
Right. There's a central hub in the main facility. Here are the coordinates.
No, I'm organizing inventory. Pushed on it. I was busy.
Lovely. He is wasting time, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll waste time effectively, okay? So part of
I
the
know.
plan.
I know. You don't have to explain that to me. I know you're doing it. And you love doing it. Let me guess. You didn't look at it. At the body falling.
I got time. I'm gonna run.
Isaac, over here. The door is jammed. This must have been the last stand before it was left down here.
From here?
Open on your end?
No, the circuits are fried. They must have
Okay,
fused the
since
power
I'm
trying to
need
keep
to
those things
open
out.
up another energy drink to keep myself
The only
awake.
other way is through the processing plant.
Kidding me? I'm drinking
But it's
alcohol.
not meant for human traffic.
No,
I think
energy
I can stop it
drink.
from here.
Alcohol, no.
All right, do it.
No,
It makes you sleepy.
alcohol. Whiskey make you sleepy. It's getting very hot. I need to open a window.
Just a reminder, if we're gonna drink, at no moment decides to drive. Like, no.
I think I've hit a dead end. Looks like some kind of...
No, I do think this is Dead Space 2 because Dead Space doing Dead Space 3 solo really makes you like sleepy. Especially with the long cutscenes that it has. Not only that, but because the cutscenes are very long.
I've locked the processing
Oh
cycle on,
yes.
and you in with it.
Half the game's cutscenes.
To be fair, like how much time do you think the cutscenes, like all the cutscenes in Dead Space 3 has? Like 1 hour maybe?
Yeah, I was gonna say about an hour.
I need you to follow the steps.
What? No, just get out and help me.
Which is just, I don't know, outrageous. 1 hour of cutscenes. And you cannot do like anything during that time.
Not really. Step 3, Ellie. Jump through the door. No.
I think I'm close.
I made it, and now I can open the window because we've got like a minute of conversation cutscene.
Boom. Which we are at the start of chapter 9, so
Glad to see you've got all
we
your
are almost
parts.
close to,
Um,
frankly, one of my
Yeah.
favorite chapters, but also
no thanks
one
to
of
Twitchy
the
here.
one that could have been way better or way more.
The
Getting
very
worse.
What is
like
step
all
4?
over the place chapter.
Who will be
Yeah.
waiting?
Yeah, the Yuji Shimura, they could have done a lot more, like
She'll be waiting.
playing a bit more with the dimension,
There's
with
an
the
industrial
hallucination.
transport upstairs. Runs on the same spoke as
You
the
know,
commuter train.
because you're literally
It's the
returning to the
ship
place
to
where it
government
all
sector.
started.
One of us will have
Not
to
only
deploy
for
to the
you,
gear
but
house.
also
Asking.
for other survivors that were
Stay
on
here
board.
and,
Which are,
try to
the
keep
numbers
on
are
feet.
quite small, to be fair.
Waiting.
Because you have the ones from the extraction, Gabe Weather, Lexi Murdoch. Yeah, I mean, we can also call Count Nathan McNeil, but he died due to his injuries while on the show, which is kind of weird how he became a slasher, because that's canon. Because he was away from the marker signal. What else? We have that one Magpie's member, Stefan. What's his name? From Dead Space Salvage comic. And nothing, no one else.
That guy blocked me.
Yeah, here, like, you also need to be very careful on this area where you encounter that divide, because if you kill it fast, it might crash the game.
What?
Yeah, that happened to me.
Killing what, the Guardian?
No, the divider that blocked your path earlier.
Oh, I ignore him like almost every time.
Yeah, I mean, if you try to kill it, it can cause you to crash.
Thing it didn't.
Yeah, you were very lucky. And I don't know if that's related to the frames per second, to the frame rate, or something else.
Section sucks.
That's an interesting one.
There's no
I mean,
trick here, I'm just running into a corner because it's funny. Oh, where?
You need to kill the enemies.
I didn't actually know. There you go, new flames to learn.
Why'd you come looking for me if you knew I was dead, Isaac? Did you think I would forgive you?
Get out of my head.
You're not Nicole!
I don't know, my dead girlfriend. Any guesses? Any takers? Give me the marker.
This piece of dialogue is quite interesting because House Solution tells us that Isaac knew that she was dead, but still he went, which didn't make sense at that time. But with the remake, they managed to correct that inconsistent piece of law. So the whole
There's
time
also-
Isaac knew she was dead, but he still went to the ship.
Wasn't ready to accept it.
Exactly. He was in denial, and especially after losing his parents,
That's the Ishimura.
like recently, because they had that fight
Used to be the pride of the CEC.
quite
story,
recently,
actually.
so to speak.
Had
Maybe
everybody on board
a
died.
question of maybe a
Some
matter
sort
of
terrorist
days,
attack.
so to speak, before the outbreak happened
Terrorist attack?
on the colony and the ship.
It was no terrorist attack.
So he was still at he was still grieving,
Everything that's happening here happened on that
and then receiving the last vlog of Nicole might just be the final nail in the coffin and made him just delusional, like not accepting that she was dead.
Stay here. I'll take a look.
For that little fun fact there with Strauss, where he yells, "Stop looking at me," he's actually looking at the camera and the player.
She is looking at the player. That's a forewarn.
One of the few.
Yeah.
The only, I think.
I think that's might be the only time. I don't recall that happening like before or after.
Doing a little force gun again. Very effective,
for more
as you can
people.
see. Saves me more than enough headaches.
We are so close to go back to where all started.
Explode if they overheat.
Get exploded, idiot.
Up ahead.
All right, I see you. I'll meet you there. Okay, Ellie, you ready?
You guys ready for some really mashed up dialogue? Because I did this too fast and it's funny.
Everything in here.
Yes, it will.
Here we go.
Look out! There's more coming from holes in the walls.
There's the...
I can't make it go any
The
faster.
place is gonna blow. Get up here fast.
Okay, it's still gonna blow. Gotta get up here fast. My goodness.
Yeah. You know, this will be a good time for another fact. So, Isaac, fact. That laser beam that will... Wait, it is happening right now or still it isn't?
But this is bigger than you and bigger
Okay.
than the lives of everyone on this
So that
station.
laser beam that we are going to see, or you have already seen, if it wasn't for the stream being like 5 or 10 seconds late, kinda
What did you
makes
mean?
one of the
What did he mean when he
multiplayer
said dead weight?
scenarios canon, which the security team manages to get the control of the solar ray and redirect the laser to the
Station in half. There's no track to get
to the
across.
rails in order to
Why?
kill Isaac.
Didn't work.
If the gravity tethers are still functional, I can.
You can snag
Oh yeah,
the
that's
second
true. You
track
haven't
back.
played the multiplayer. So
I can
there's
fix
one
it.
map called Solar Ray, so very original name, where you need to get control of the solar ray and use the beam to kill Isaac.
I'll stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
And that one where they managed to succeed is canon. We don't know for the others.
Subtitles have disappeared from there. Oh, good.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
come back in a second.
And here we are, once again. The
Nearly
Yuji Shimura, the biggest winner cracker of her class, or it was, until her fate on the age of 7.
I mean, it wasn't her fault.
Yeah,
Just,
it
you
wasn't.
know.
It was a unitologist's fault.
Ellie, I'm in. There should still be a computer.
The
in
church,
the
as
lab.
always, they need to meddle into things that they don't comprehend
You sound
and don't control, but
Last time I was here.
yeah, kinda ironic, because the Church of Unitology was literally created just to get more funds by the Dredger Corp members that used Almond as a scapegoat, while converted him into a martyr, and he wasn't killed by the government.
That's what I
He was
thought.
literally killed by a proto
The gravity
brute
centrifuge is under
of
repair.
3
I'm
bodies,
gonna have to go down to engineering.
and they only left him like a spoon
Is it safe?
to
I
defend.
don't know how it could be. I'll let you know.
While they were enjoying champagne, while Alma was like getting torn apart limb by limb.
I mean, isn't that just part of the fun?
I mean, it's all Dead Space. No, but really, that's like quite an unfortunate end, especially after him and other survivors, which one of them was called Hideki Ishimura. But if you notice something, so the ship was named after him, which was the inventor of the Shockpoint drive.
Well, like you.
Yep, he survived the first outbreak, just like the Ishimura survived the destruction of the Age of 7.
Oh,
Oh,
I went the wrong way. Professional speedrunner.
what happened? Oh, you went the other way. God damn it.
No.
Yes. I saw you. I'm seeing you. You're trying to go to the maintenance bay, right?
Yeah, I'll think
Together
Dead
with that
Space
report.
1. We can skip an enemy here. That's a fun one. He's supposed to jump scare us, but
You can jump
unfortunately he
scare
fails.
him. Yeah.
Nope. hand cannon his face.
I mean, you literally just ruin his element of surprise, basically.
Oh.
Isaac, they're swarming into the ship!
Nice block.
I may have messed up. Yeah, I messed up. I messed up big time. This may go to hell really fast, so I apologize.
I'm still okay with it when it comes to time. Like, chapter 10, you just need to run a lot. The only section of the ship that will take a lot of time is the engineering deck. And a bit of
And the
medical deck.
centrifuge.
Yeah, that's the engineering deck.
I suck at the centrifuge, I always mess it up.
Oh yeah, the pulse alarm thing for you.
But I'm on my way to the centrifuge.
Just be careful.
I'll call you when it's online.
Speaking of puzzles, did you manage to learn the combinations for the alien doors? That's just free. And you're expecting me to learn them and do them.
Yeah. I'll cover you from the enemies. You do the complex puzzle.
I hate you.
I'm amazing, I know.
Alright, let's go. Let's delve a bit more into lore. So, after they recovered the ship, let's just say that they found quite a lot of surprises lurking around, apart from decks being exposed to vacuum, lots of holes, well, lots of holes in the hull integrity, so to speak. Some marker fragments all over the ship after the explosion of the asteroids. Well, after the asteroids falls on the planets. But yeah. Man, I'm quite getting tired.
You okay?
No, I'm not. I think the market is having a number on me. But it's not giving me hallucinations, it's just making me sleepy.
Well, I don't think you have to, like, stick around, like, specifically. I think it's like one of the staff might have to tell you if you can do that or not, I don't know. If you want to go early, I'm not too fussed. Appreciate your time regardless.
Nah, I'm gonna stick to the end.
My man.
I mean, if I fall asleep, it's your fault.
Don't laugh at least.
True. True.
I'm seeing one more. There it is. Wow, that is the fastest this has ever been done. What can I say? I suck at this.
Well, this is the time we fly around in the centrifuge area. I don't have to walk around.
Get out of here, tentacle.
But yeah, there was a lot of potential with this chapter, to be fair.
There's a lot of what?
Potential, making it more creepy, more like playing more the psychological horror aspect instead of just throwing necromancer at you. Like, make the player feel that the necromorph threat is still present, but play like try to mess with the player at like a psychological level, just like they did, just like with the Ghost Protocol DLC with all those bugs.
To the enemy.
Yeah. Which I hope this is going to be something that they will correct and improve. in the remake. When it's going to be announced, obviously. Because right now they are busy with the Iron Man game.
I mean, Iron Man's cool.
I don't understand is how did the security team manage to get inside the UGC during the outbreak? To be fair, like what they were doing here, like they were like protecting the staff to do their part, or just monitoring them so that they cannot reveal sensitive information to the public. I don't know, like what they were doing there.
That's why the Valor came after them, to blow them up. It was like, government secrets, kill them.
Look, the Valor had a huge skill issue. They had the information that there was a marker about what the marker could do, and still, they fell under one necromorph.
I didn't think that one through. They were pretty stupid.
They had a skill issue. And in the remake, we had Chen, the Giga Chen, that we know that even in death, is doing his job at dealing with the enemies, even if they are human or necromorphs.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. But he stopped talking. He won't look at me. How's it going at your end? And please tell me this plan is going to work.
I'm almost there. I'm headed to the bridge now to activate the gravity tethers.
Well, good. They're swarming into
Well,
a
medical
hole in the
deck's super easy for me,
At least
so
you won't have to go through there.
It was quite fast.
Don't struggle too much with it.
I mean, now with the hand cannon, not really. Like the only big trouble is going to be the enhanced leapers. Those are the only threats.
Oh? Those are coke.
They are what? Like, those are menace. Like, if they are near you, you're kind of done if you're not prepared, because they attack and leap fast.
So he's supposed to give me enough time to do this. I ended up setting up a lot last time, and in my last practice run I killed him and just did this, and yeah. I don't have to do any setup when that happens. So I found a new time save actually.
Yep.
Didn't take any damage, so I couldn't heal out of it. I'm also out of heal packs.
There should be some more rounds. I mean, it's going to be small packs, but it's gonna help when we are getting like covered in the puker projectile, because it removes the effect when you heal.
Excuse me.
Yeah, this is magic doing quite well this ship, even with all that meat stuff from the wall.
What is that stuff on the walls?
The corruption. Normally, that what does it do? Like, it smells bad. If you fall asleep on the corruption, you'll become a necromorph. Like, you'll be assimilated by the growth, basically, like the Thing. Like, you know, like the movie, The Thing. Then once it touches you, that like it just changes your DNA. What else? It makes the survivors go slow. So for the necromorphs are infected, like it doesn't slow them down. Like it's like sticky meat, so to speak.
My brain is shut off. I'm so confused. Yes? Question mark?
I mean, they remember that in chapter 10 when you walk upon the corruption, it would make Isaac walk slow, right?
Oh, that, right, yes.
But the Necron ones aren't affected by it.
Of course they're not. They've got like special fins on their feet or something.
Captain's nest to activate the tethers.
They have what's like a what's it called that flex tape that it doesn't stick on their
Just
feet.
stick flex tape on their feet,
I'll
yeah.
wait for your signal.
Yeah. And that was literally the whole UG Shuma section.
The tracks are moving.
No, just go. I'll use one of the escape pods to meet you there. Now go.
Wait. How? How?
Time to go.
Okay. What? How did you manage to act? Hold on.
You
How did
can
manage
hold it
to-
and walk off.
How did you manage to interact with the panel while not standing and still counting the action? What did you do?
You hold E and then you run off.
And it doesn't like I didn't know that was a thing.
Well, you can actually get through the door and skip the entire sequence.
We crossed the track, but we're coming in hot.
The more you know.
I see Ellie. I promise it won't hurt.
Alright, when it comes to timing, you are quite well. Like 10 chapters under 1 hour 40.
Not bad, not bad.
I mean, the next one is going to be quite fast. Like chapter 11, only some areas. Chapter 12 is basically the drill thing. Chapter 13 also fast, and the other ones are like quite fast. Especially when you have the hand cannon. Like it's a life changer.
You're right, Isaac. The Ishtar is a great ship. I am so lucky to be serving aboard her. You made me stick with it. You made me stick with it. You made me stick
Whatever you say, Nicole, it wasn't my fault. Remember, you were the one that stuck that needle. Which, to be fair, she could have went with the extraction team, but yeah. I don't think she would have survived though.
No, it depends, because it would have to pierce all the way through the eye.
Yeah, I mean, they keep in mind that they kinda. Oh yeah, do you remember right the events of Extraction? Like, have you played it? Like,
Nope,
do you
haven't played
remember a bit?
Extraction
Okay, so before the chapter ends, you separate with Nicole in the main area of the medical deck, where they literally encounter the remnants of a security team that was like building up the barricade. They have to destroy using the thermal and the detonator. You know which one I'm referring, right?
No.
To go to the morgue. Like before you need to collect two things to make the bomb and place it on the barricade.
Oh, you're talking about Dead Space 1, go on.
Yeah, that's phase one. Because you in the extraction, you meet with the remnants of that security team that were like building up the barricade, and they had to speed it up because there was like a tentacle where when you destroy the barricade and you go forward, you can see that there's a hole in the wall, and that's because one tentacle came from there, trying to grab the character they control in the extraction. So after that, they separate. Nicole's staying in the medical deck, and she could have decided to go with them, you know, but I don't think she would have survived because, like, in the span of 2-3 minutes, they would just fall through cracked a panel on the floor because at that time the tram stations weren't operating. weren't working. So they just fell into the sewers of the ship.
I need to play Extraction.
Yeah. So at that time she could have been like grabbed by the swarmers that at the normal run it will be like seen, and probably she wouldn't survive that.
Ellie lied.
Well, maybe you should try it out and find out on this episode of
He's
Mythbusters.
run off. Deeper into the mines.
I've got problems on this end too.
Alright, JB, we need to get some swarmers and test on the dummy to see if you could survive being grabbed by lots of swarmers, then get into the water with the chance of dying, drowning, and yada yada yada.
There's a maybe that you'll die, but it's worth it. It's scientific.
One would consider this myth plausible.
We're making decent time.
Yeah. Probably in 40 minutes you...
Where are you? Where's Strauss?
I'm safe for now.
Oh, I don't have.
So I can't see my own time anymore.
For you.
Okay, right now, taking consideration as well with the TLA, maybe you are at 1 hour 41 minutes and 30 seconds.
About half an hour.
You still have 45, 49 minutes.
It won't take that long.
Yeah. It's going to take less than that. Like yeah, I mean you're almost at the end of chapter 11, so we just need to deal with Strauss because he became a liability. Basically, like he succumbed to the hallucinations. And by killing Strauss, we literally complete half of the part for the market to start a convergence. The other half is just us.
Complete convergence?
Yeah, like in order for the market to start a convergence, they need to consume the makers. And for the market that's on the Titan station, there are two makers. One being you, Isaac Clarke, and the other one Strauss Nolan Strauss, which is already dead, so let's just say that he didn't finish the fight. He succumbed.
Strauss is a silly little guy.
Yep. Shut up!
The marker? It was you. You made me do it. You made me kill it. Didn't you?
And now it's going to be Isaac's turn. So now the market will try to go a different path to trick Isaac. But before that,
This is the boring section.
yeah. Which I kind of find that this elevator is like functional, especially after Gable used it at the start of the Sarah DLC, which he had a little problem.
I wouldn't know, I haven't played Severed. No spoilers.
Dude, it's from 2011. Like,
I still want to play it. Don't ruin this to me.
so when you are planning to play it?
Very, very, very soon.
Yeah, from here in 5 decades, right?
No, seriously, like, as soon as I can. I'm probably gonna try and get the OBS C3 working.
It's super easy. Like, if you wanna play it on PC, you're gonna need an emulator, but you need the base game of the SPCU and the DLC, which they are available. I'm not gonna say how here because I don't want.
No.
You know.
No talking.
Exactly. But there are like two options: one through an emulator, or two by owning the console. I think with the Xbox, you have an Xbox, right? Console.
I do actually, yeah. I was thinking of launching it up to try and get it going. I mean, I could
I
pick
mean-
up Dead Space in the DLC for like $5.
Exactly. I mean, that's another. And you can play, and it plays at 60 FPS, right?
I think so.
With the thing with the emulator is that you can change the frame rate. But probably having it at 60 FPS might, I don't know,
We're
mess a
here.
bit. But it's
We're
mess
here.
one part. Wait, you're done?
I hate that elevator just so much.
Yeah, I mean it takes a lot of time. Oh,
Listen, girlfriend, let's not do this. This is mean.
I wonder how, like, I'm gonna need an explanation how Isaac was like tossed away like a muppet.
Hallucinating the whole thing. Honestly, he's probably just choking himself like in a corner.
Could be.
Acceptance.
There should honestly be like a new DLC if they remake this that shows everything from another perspective.
I kinda doubt it. They had a huge possible, like huge chance with the remake, and they haven't done any DLC like or expansion.
No, not yet. They haven't.
No, they are 100% done with the development of this remake. There's going to be no new things.
We've got to wait for another remake. Don't you understand?
Yeah, but that's not the thing that I was like referring. The thing is that with the Dead Space remake, they had like all the chances to make at least some DLCs, at least some story DLCs.
What about you?
They could add in like more areas on the colony, or visiting some areas locked on the Yoshimura, you know, because we don't explore entirely the ship.
We need another movie.
Nah, we need a playable DLC or a spin-off. I'll say, because this space has a lot of possibilities, like it has a lot of potential with the world and all that stuff, but I don't want them to play safe. Like, yeah, you can try to remake the main titles, but also do some spin-offs, make new stories. There's a lot of potential.
I know there's a book. I've been meaning to read it.
Which
Is
one?
it Downfall?
No, Downfall is an animated movie. When it
There is a
comes
book
to
though.
there are two books. There's Dead Space Border, there's Dead Space Catalyst. Dead Space Border is like through during the events before the creation of the Church of Unitology and the finding of the Black Marker, all from Michael Allen's perspective. So that literally explains the origins.
Hey, what did you do? I just lost
Here
the
we
control
go.
holograms.
And the other one is Catalyst, which
Standard. There should be another one around here somewhere.
it happens on another marker
No,
site
not now.
called Aspera. So they place another red marker there and activate it to see what happens, you know, because Aspera was like a prisoner colonies in a way, and criminals, political enemies, and all that stuff.
Tip over. I
Nice.
stripped him up. Well, here we go.
All right.
Another long section.
Can do.
Yeah. It's gonna take some time.
There's a Tekken 8 match in a few days. Interesting.
The mines are swarming with these things. If there's this many down here, how many do we think are above us?
You okay, bud? You getting sleepy?
Oh, I'm taking some stuff right now.
See.
I mean, I'm still running the drill, so
The drill part is very boring, to be fair. Nothing much to say or mention or do.
exactly.
They remake it. I hope they make it a lot more interesting.
I wonder how they're going to make that. To be fair.
Introduce like a special boss or something that has to be different.
Imagine some random. Oh, it's very interesting. I don't know how that could fit with the drill
What?
thing.
Come again?
With the tormentor, like with the drill, I don't know how those two things could fit together, you know. Unless L is trying to drive and using like some other tools from the drill to try to stop with the tormentor or hold the
Look,
tormentor.
another drill.
This could.
Almost
This is-
there.
I wonder if this is where the server 2 starts. No, I doubt it.
Their biggest mistake was never releasing 7 on PC. Like, if they could just re-release it like now, they would make a buck off it.
I mean, they could, but I would love the story to be totally different in comparison to the one that Visceral did. That one wasn't well thought, basically. I don't know, a bit too cliche.
it's free money.
If they want to bring it back, sure, they can, but make it longer, basically. And
Extended 7s?
yeah, and just
Make it like
and don't
Awaken,
just
3 chapters long.
more. I prefer more. More areas to visit.
Do you want a whole new Dead Space game, basically?
Maybe.
Whoa, stop,
Maybe.
stop!
At least 4 or 5, but
Looks like
just to
Reach Foundation partners
tell
with the government
more
sector.
So how do we
about
get in there?
what they did during those 3 years in
Straight ahead.
you know,
We do have a giant drill.
well,
You know I'm riding on top of this thing, right?
in a way kind of hiding or not tell about what happened on the Ujishimura, because I think the Orga knew I think they already knew they were like from the Ujishimura, but they might have just played safe just for Gabe to pregnate Lexin, because we know that Lexin has new immunity.
Well, we can compare bruises later.
Immunity?
Oh, Yeah, she isn't affected by the marker signal, and also creates like a field around her that provides protection to close persons, so that they don't get affected by the dimension caused by the marker.
Alright, I'll meet you halfway.
Once people start to get away from her, that's when they start to hallucinate.
Isaac, there's a gunship docked here.
What?
Like all of them had
Not that I can tell.
dementia
You were gonna make it out of here alive.
episodes,
One of us is.
especially at chapters
What are you talking
6 when
about?
they got separated
Get your ass in
by
here. I'm starting
with
a
Lexine.
check now.
Like all of them, Gabe, McNeil, and Edgar.
Main power on.
Yippee! Last section of the game, guys. Yippee!
Yay!
It's been a quick 2 hours, to be fair.
I mean, right now you are at 1 hour and probably 56 minutes.
What are you doing? Open
Really?
the door right
It's not
now.
making like PBs then, actually.
No.
Let me quickly check.
I'm gonna still have 4 minutes before this mission.
It's your best chance, Ellie. You got
I
legs
get to
to
eye poke at 2:04.
Hey, gotta be rescued.
So what is your estimation for the
I need you to be rescued.
remaining of this chapter and the next two? Like
have
how
no idea,
long?
I haven't got my splits.
Oh my god. Really? Like you don't know if it's going to be like 15 minutes or 20 minutes?
No, you said 156, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm about 2-3 minutes slow right now. Which isn't bad. Isn't bad.
Are you ready to
I
die?
expected us to go really bad, so. Means we'll finish on
So I can let you go
estimation.
too.
Maybe a fair bit earlier, like 10,
can't do
15
that,
minutes if
Nicole.
we're lucky. And
Probably
everyone
2
can get
hours
an early
before
bed.
minutes.
wanted to let
At
you go.
best. Yeah, I'm gonna go as well to bed after you're done.
A lot happened.
I appreciate you sticking around, man. So thanks for all your lore and chatter, and
Isaac,
hopefully have you back for another if I do another.
touch me.
Yeah, this for the next commentary
that's a good
thing that I'm gonna participate is going to be different. Mostly because I've never done this stuff.
Oh,
Like this is my first time.
Good.
I can't.
It's good practice, you know.
Yeah, I had another idea in my mind to do, but with the hour that we are right now, and
200 armed security personnel.
sleepy. That it doesn't help. But good thing this wasn't this piece 3 because just to see for one additional hour or 1 hour in each a week.
Yeah, you will sleep schedule for a while now.
Don't worry. Like, yeah, it affects me a bit, but it's not that severe. There are days I just go to sleep at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and then the next one I might go just 12 a.m. And the following day I had to go to work.
Yes.
Hey, the first try.
Yep.
Nice.
Always a bit of a struggle to learn that one, but.
Yeah, here it's all of luck. Also because of the lurkers and the pukers. Those are the ones that are annoyance.
Hey guys, spin. I attacked them with a bin.
I don't understand how the I call it those stores are powered by a power block and they don't have another auxiliary power just in case the main one goes.
I mean, what they could do is they could connect it to like rigs. So when a rig accesses it, it's powered by the rig.
Like you know that this is like an essential, like critical.
What the
Thing.
hell? Did you see that? Look at the
Wait.
stream and watch.
Let's see.
How did I do that?
What? Well, I mean, okay, if it worked.
Hey, maybe that's a trick we can learn.
Maybe. Maybe. Ah, but only Shark, you just trying to do that strat to take the power block, but also going fast to the door to keep it open. So you can skip this lockdown sequence.
Oh, check when we're starting, you mean?
Yeah. No, checkpoint reset, no.
Oh,
Like that.
I was trying to get them off me. I might have messed up.
Yeah, that's why I always use the. What do you call it?
What?
Stasis. Oh, bruh. First that how to run.
Yeah, we don't talk about single
I'll
definite
make
run is
sure to-
embarrassing.
I will make sure to not ever forget this moment.
Yeah, try not to.
This is going to be a tool that will be using in the future.
Isaac, where are you going?
You were supposed to be dead.
That's why I'm here, Isaac. To
Hang
show
on.
you the way.
Wait.
That doesn't
Oh,
work.
he's gonna hang out. There we go. Oh, the hugging.
Yeah.
I'm gonna learn checkpoint restarting soon so I can get my PB. Need to write a list. And then just practice each spot.
Yeah, from now on, just running, like running, statusing.
80% of this area is just running.
Yeah, until you reach the area where the brute is, and that's it. Let's see if we can if we can do the laser part in one try, but
Let's
without
try
doing
one,
any stuff.
Oh, no, I'm not able to. I used to be able to, but I don't remember the tricks to it, so I'm not gonna try it now. Too graphic for stream, I think.
Meh.
We're getting close.
Just consider it being like Lego, you know, just like the parts.
When the time comes,
Yes, the Lego drill tearing my eyeballs out. This part, however, I have learned a lot of little tricks to. Things I did not know before, like that.
Yeah. I mean, first you're gonna need to deal with all the enemies that are like. Oh, some of you did it in the first try. Beautiful, perfect.
You know, I learned that by myself. I realized that I couldn't run it, so I was just like, oh.
Yeah, but you ran also using stasis.
It took me a while to learn that though.
Yeah, this is something that I might learn. I might need to practice for the future runs if I'm planning to do it.
You could always run for an OGA if you're up for it sometime.
I mean, I did try to go back into this space 2008. Bare bones car, obviously. But trying to be the ones that I the runs that I did quite hard to beat them.
Yes.
And even so, if I manage to beat them, it's going to be like a difference of seconds.
Always worth a shot. Always worth a shot.
Yeah. And that's because it's allowed to remove the video logs, making it way faster.
Coming up towards the end of the run here. Been a real nice time running for no glitches allowed. So
Yep.
thanks guys for having me on. And obviously Thanks, Helios, for hanging out with me for the last, well, 3 hours. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I haven't really been able to explain it very much, so I do apologise for that. But I hope all like the fill-ins of lore and stuff were interesting, and hope you enjoy the run. We got just a little bit left now, just a couple core pieces, and then the entire game is over. There is a credit sequence, but I just want you to warn ahead of time that that's not the end of the game. The end of the game is when I grab somebody's hand.
Yeah. After you finish the last quick time event.
Oh my god. I built that.
My God.
What?
Do you need to stack on health packs? All that stuff, you're just gonna run straight forward. I mean, keep in mind that when you get into the... how should I call that world? I don't know, the shadow world. You get full health back.
Well, how was it supposed to happen, Tommy?
I am 2 minutes. No, 3 minutes still actually.
Yeah, but still a good pace
Good
so
timing.
far.
Means I'm starting to get consistent speeds, even with my mistakes.
Yeah. I mean, here, just like the previous chapter, it's all about running. That's all you can do. But that's
Anyway.
after doing the eye poke machine.
We've been talking about the eye poke machine for a while, and now going to see it in the game. The eye poke machine allows Isaac to see funny numbers in his head, and our dead girlfriend's been leading us to it the whole game.
I mean, basically, it activates the marker codes,
But how does that threaten the marker?
making him more vulnerable to the marker, and they should prepare him for the convergence.
Step 4.
Yes.
Which is what the marker wanted in the first place. I think Strauss was like already in that effect, so it was easier for it to control him, to go, how should I call it, to go feral?
These screws go tight. All around.
A little bit crazy.
Yeah, I mean, hysterical, attacking everyone. But with this, it will allow the market to directly interact with Isaac's mental state or whatever.
I think I did the eye poke pretty good now. Alright. I believe there's 2 chapters left. They're pretty quick chapters. I think this is chapter 14, Ron?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
so
going to be the
15
chapter
is the
14.
finale.
Yeah,
When we
which
hit
is-
chapter 15, it would be worth getting ready on the timer because it's like, well, actually no, not needs yet.
it's going to be
But,
fast. Like if you're just gonna run, it's going to be basically possibly 4 or 5 minutes.
What do I do?
Gonna set up with the detonator here for a little trick because there's an enemy that likes coming to visit. I used to do it with a line, but I've done it straight this time because he follows a path. I'm going to wait for.
I will say a better alternative will be the contact beam with the all-fire if you have the special upgrade done, because the duration is longer and normal stays short. So yeah.
I actually have the shorter stasis. I respect on purpose to have shorter stasis. Well, I'm glad I did that just in time. Here we go. Wrapping up.
Ooh, that was close though. That was very close.
You almost screwed my time.
Good thing managed to do the puzzle, to do the hacking.
Get over.
I want my I want my energy resource right now.
Well, only have to hold on a little bit longer. Almost
I know.
Get force gunned, idiot.
Yeah, you might gonna need some health packs, to be fair.
No, I don't need no health.
I mean, at least for the running sequence in chapter 15. Keep in mind, you have in the first area 2 Leapers, 1 Puker, and the Ubomorph. In the intersection area, you have like 2 Slasher, you can avoid them quickly. Then on the, what should I call it? On the trench for the second intersection, you have a Leaper and a Puker. The second intersection, what was it? 1 Puker, 1 Slasher. Then the last trench, Leaper, Leaper, 1 Slasher coming from the vent, and a Leaper. No, a Lurker.
I could do with some health though, you're alright.
Yeah.
Struggling a little bit health here. Slowing me down.
Isaac, stop it. There's no other way. You have to do this.
Okay,
Alright.
this is it.
Yep, the last chapter.
Convergence is almost
And that lasts a total of like 2 minutes if you're fast.
True. Okay,
Let's see how
so
fast I am.
that's only 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Probably for the barrel.
30 minutes.
Already going to hell.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
Told you. Oh, good. Okay. Nice.
No, the med pack went into the ground.
Dang, I actually hit you again.
Not this thing. Gosh darn it.
Oh, you went down. No. Dude, you know you can TK the puker of projectile, right? Can't. Push it faster.
It's okay, we're almost there.
Yeah, you're almost there.
Okay, we're about to do the final boss of the game. It's just over there. So, as I said before,
First we need to
fastest guy.
Yep. We need to get some love to diamond.
Gonna break some stuff in the ship. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna electrocute him this time.
Electrocute, no. I mean, it's electrocution and burn.
We actually investigated which was faster, and it was very inconcise to figure out what. Interesting, though.
Decapitating him is faster.
Yeah,
Shooting him in the
is
chest.
the fastest. But we're gonna do electrocution because it's cool.
I will.
Yeah,
It has
alright.
been an honor. But now you just need to sleep.
So, turns out Nicole hasn't been helping us this entire game. She's actually been a big fat liar. And
Thank you,
we're gonna
Isaac.
get our revenge.
Now,
And after
time
that,
to die.
the credits roll. And we do one more thing, and then timer ends, and it's game. So, yeah. Here we go. Final boss battle, by the way, it's crazy. It's really cool.
Yay, yeah, very cool.
You mean me? But Strauss said we could destroy
Not really
the
though.
marker.
Not if we can sue you first.
God damn it, I trusted you.
Okay, that's the boss battle. GG. Loser. They can't harm me.
The only part of this that's a bit annoying are... Man, that was fast, by the way. But yeah, the only thing annoying on this area, on this section, if you don't have the hand cannon, are the shadow packs.
No, I got pretty good at figuring out where they spawn. Anyway, it's not actually over yet. The credits are rolling, but I have to do a QTE, and when I land a QTE, which I'll count out once we're about to arrive at it, that is time, so yeah.
It's not bad, it's going to be under 2 hours and 20 minutes.
2 minutes over. I could have got a PB.
You could. You could. But the game will require more of you. More hours to invest. New tricks to learn. No, but seriously, you could check out the speedrun server, and because I think it was Sharkhead and Lonely that were talking more about it with this,
Was this your great
with
plan?
the trigger
Hurry up and
areas
die?
and all that stuff.
Have to learn all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's another one. I'm crashing through the roof to get you.
Not
Remove
next week.
your ass.
Wait, no, Ellie, it's too late. Send her to the station.
Yeah, well, you don't really have a say this time. Heads up.
Here we go.
Here we go.
This is if I don't mess this up that we get time. I have a couple times.
You do that, I'm just gonna go to your house. Literally. I'm gonna personally go to your house.
Okay. Nah, I made it. Alright, time is in 3, 2, 1. Time. There you go. GG. We did it.
Very nice. Market Freddy's ended. No more Necromorphs. Happy ending, right?
Happy
Right?
ending. Happy ending.
Yeah, this isn't, you know, a redacted type ending.
Well, that was a certainly very scuffed run, but came under estimate, which is good. Got very, very close to my own PB, which was good. And got to try some new stuff out, which was nice.
To be honest, I was expecting worse from me, but you did pretty well.
Of course you were.
What?
Right, that's it. There you go. Credits. GG. Right.
Very well.
That's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all, folks. That was Dead Space 2. We'll be seeing you if Marv decides to do Dead Space 3, and if it's allowed to do with co-op, I will be joining him.
Yes, you will. There what? Sorry? Oh, plugs. I would say myself, I am looking and learning some new speedruns. At the moment, I'm going to be learning possibly some Silent Hill soon. I am going to be continuing with some Dead Space and possibly Hotline Miami. So if you want to see some new speedruns, come check me out. Be nice. Check out Helios Max if you'd like to see some alternative Dead Space content. And if you'd like to learn the game yourself, come pop in the server and chat to us. We're all very friendly and we'd love to help you out. So yeah, thanks for having me and Helios, anything to say?
Well, I'm a bit started, but I agree with everything that he did. So, it's said.
Alright. Take it away, Genesis.
Yep.